Hello there. Just setting up the camera. Setting up the camera. Let's see here. Okay. It's hard to see what's going on. All right. Still setting up the camera. I'm live. Okay, let's see here. Just trying to see where we're at. Okay. John Razimus here, live. I didn't give a heads up because this is just a short video. I'm gonna be doing another live stream. This isn't the main live stream. This is just a short, quick one, okay? Short, quick live stream, super quick, no big deal. So we had 7 winners of the 10,000 subscriber contest. Yes, it was pre-pandemic a long time ago, okay? And I didn't forget about you 7 winners. And the 7 winners, you know, I was originally going to have a CD. I did buy a box of jewel case CDs. And what I mean is the plastic cases and the CDs. I bought both of those. I was going to burn it on there. That's ancient technology. That's not going to fly for the year 2022. So I got 7 USB drives for the 7 winners. This is an old contest when this channel hit 10,000 subscribers. I honor my contest winners. I don't forget about them. I apologize. I moved to a different house. I got married. The pandemic hit. Tons of stuff happened. Moved to a different state. Pandemic hit. But I got married during the pandemic. So here are some of the, this is just an example. I mean, this is an example. These are the actual 7 flash drives. I'm going to load up with Mysterialis, John Razimus music. They're 32 gigabytes each. You can see there's 7 of them. This is for the 7 winners. I tried to get all green, but the store ran out of the green ones. So I got 2 purple ones, but it's all the same. These are all the same. You're either going to get this one or this one. This is for past winners. Sure, I'm going to have a future contest in the future, but I've learned my lesson. I got to have this stuff ready to go in a box, sitting there, ready to be shipped out before I even do the contest. I promised a signed poster. I am going to go on down to the copy shop, and I am going to print mini posters. Something that fits in an envelope. They're not going to be tiny envelopes. They're going to be decent envelopes that can fit flash drives. Just to show you, these are brand new flash drives. They're not old ones sitting around. I just picked these up about a week ago. So I got the 7 32 gigabyte flash drives, 1 for each of the winners. I can name a few winners. Brandon Young and Sam Shadow. You 2 are first place winners. So you're going to get everything. But then again, everyone else is getting everything. I'll throw a little something extra for the first place. We got 2nd place and 3rd place. So why is there 7 and only 3 places? Because I wanted to keep it even for everybody. I happen to be a collector of lucky coins. These aren't new. These are pretty old. These are pretty vintage. I'm a connoisseur of lucky coins. There's no date or age on these coins, but each winner is going to get a lucky coin. I'll show you the coin up close. I got 7 of them here in these cases. I only happen to get 7 because I got lucky. I have a couple for myself, but I had enough to hand out 1 to each winner. It's a pretty cool coin. You probably can't see it. You probably can't see the detail. But it's a pretty cool lucky coin. If I were to estimate the age of this coin, 1950s, 1960s, as old as the 40s, but probably mid-50s is my guess. It says, "Good luck, charm curio." It has a wishbone that says money. It has a scaredy cat and it says success. I don't know why a scaredy cat means success, but just little emoji type things in between the words. Has a 4-leaf clover, it says winter. Has a horseshoe, it says love. It has, I can't even make that out. Looks like a tree. See, this is probably from the 50s. It could be from the 40s. The design could be as old as the 30s, but it looks to be the time frame of the 50s. Looks like the type of thing you would pick up in the back of a magazine. Oh, get this good luck coin. 10 cents, 25 cents. That's probably the price it would have been back then. It's very nice. You know, it's blank on the back, but it's a pretty cool little thing I want to throw in. I'm also going to throw in for each of the 10,000 winners. Remember my old set? The black and white set? Well, I chopped that black and white set up, and here is the black and white set. Here are the original wall pieces of my black and white set. I'm streaming this off my cell phone, and the sun's in my face, and I'll see a comment, but I can't read it. It's too far away for me to read, and it's only on the screen for a few seconds. But next time on the next live stream, I should put my laptop here and be able to read the comments. So I'll be more prepared for the next live stream. This is just a heads up to the winners of the 10,000 subscriber contest. You're going to each get a 32 gigabyte thumb drive. I'm going to fill it with Mysterialis, John Razimus music. We're talking at least 50 MP3s. I have a lot of music I can pop on there. Maybe a video. There's going to be room probably for a video. Maybe the music video. Or, you know, if you have a video in mind, if you have a favorite video, I can give you the master copy. And I'll pop it in here. I have copies of every single video I've ever made. I have masters unedited of my favorite videos. But if it's not my favorite, I won't have the unedited raw cut. I'll just save the master cut. And I will have to delete the leftovers because my hard drive runs out of space. I have a couple hard drives full to the max of videos from this channel. So we have pieces of the wall. This is too big, so I'm gonna have to like cut something like this in half, and I will send, you know, the winners will get 7 pieces of the wall from my old set. I thought it was cool enough. See, I made this by hand. I taped it, and I didn't glue it. It's all tape, but I cut it from scratch. I didn't use many sophisticated methods. It's pretty crude, but I thought it was cool enough to save so I can chop it up and give it to the winners. But I am also going to print some tiny posters, Mysterialis posters. I'm going to have to make those available for everyone in the future. I'm designing a couple new t-shirts on my Teespring, and if it's not available on my Teespring, let me know. I might have to pop up links to the Teespring from my own website. I do own Mysterialis.com. I've owned Mysterialis.com before a musician wrote a song called Mysterialis. Something around 6 months after I registered Mysterialis.com, a musician on YouTube, just some random dude, he posted his song called Mysterialis, but my pre-date of my registration, Mysterialis.com, is 6 months before his song came out. And to this day, when you search Mysterialis, you're going to get some guy's song. I think there's some type of ether in the universe. If you have an idea, you think about it strongly enough, someone can grab and snatch that idea, even though you've never mentioned it to a single human. You've connected with the infinite intelligence up there. It can be snatched. I'll give you an example. I was going to buy drpepper.org back in 1998. I was going to buy drpepper.org. I was like, .org doesn't make much sense, but it's Dr. Pepper, you know, that's pretty cool. I was just trying to think of ways to snatch valuable domain names back in the late 90s. And literally, I'm not even joking, I was saving up my money so I can register it. We're talking 2 days before I was about to click the register button. And I had this idea in my head for about a month. So for about 1 month, about 4 weeks, I was thinking I'm going to register drpepper.org. I'm going to do it. I think it's, yeah. I also had another domain I was looking at, Buddha.net. Buddha.net. Actually, the religious figure Buddha.net was available in the late 90s. So I was going to snatch Buddha.net. I was going to snatch drpepper.org. I held off on the Buddha.net. Of course, it got snatched up less than a year later, probably. But drpepper.org was snatched up like 2 days before I was going to click the button. Because I had that idea of getting it. It went up into the cloud of consciousness. Someone snatched it. I think the same thing happened with Mysterialis. Mysterialis is a dead word. It's a dead Latin word, which means ghost. It's the reason I wanted to use it. Mysterialis is a dead ancient Latin variation of the word ghost. Rarely used. Probably not used for 500 years. So it's a type of term that a ghost would recognize, but a human probably wouldn't. They're like, hey, what is that? I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it sounded pretty cool. Mysterial is the more common Latin phrase, mysterial. So you'll see mysterial, searching you'll see mysterial here, mysterial there. Mysterial was already taken in many places, but Mysterialis was not. I found it in a dictionary for ancient Latin terms. That's where I found Mysterialis. I searched it. There was virtually zero results other than a few obscure dictionaries. And I snatched it and I grabbed it up. I thought it was a pretty good name, pretty cool name. John Razimus here. This is just some of the things I'm going to be sending to the winners of the 10,000 subscribers contest. A piece of the old set. I'm going to chop it up to fit the envelope, of course. A lucky coin from probably the 1950s. A USB drive loaded with Mysterialis music. I have a couple more tracks. Thanks to Matt, who helped out on my last Mysterialis theme song. He did a great job. He also made another song, which I will use in a future video. But I just wanted to give a heads up to the winners of that contest. Now, it's been so many years, it's been like 2 years, that some of the winners might not even have the same address. I know for a fact that a couple of them do have the same address, as they emailed me recently, but a couple of them I haven't emailed since I said congratulations 2 years ago. So I really apologize for that. Please give me a heads up at razimus@gmail.com if you changed your address and you're one of the 7 winners. I will have future contests in the future. This is just going to be a short video, short off the top, but later today, I will live stream a longer video, a better video. I'll talk about ghosts, spirits. I'll have my computer here so I can actually read you guys' comments. What time frame? Well, we're talking maybe 2, 3, or 4 hours later today. I will do a live stream. 2, 3, or 4 hours later today, I'll do a full-blown live stream where I can read your comments. Right now, I just have my phone rigged up on this thing. I can't see your comments. I'm seeing a reflection of myself in the sun in my face, and I'll see a little bubble, which I know is a comment, but I can't see it. Apologize for that. Not the best setup. Here's my new patio table, my new patio chair. I got a new patio set. This is my patio. You probably can't see it, but let me show you this cool tree. Let me show you this cool tree behind me. It's a pretty cool tree. It's a gigantic tree. I like it. Man, it's like a Buddha tree. You can meditate under it. It's very cool. Perhaps in a future video, I'll shoot something underneath the tree. Pretty neat tree. I mean, I can mention a few things off the top of the head. You know, I'm designing new t-shirts. I'm going to design a new Billy the Kid t-shirt. Yeah, it is a nice sunny day right now. I'm wearing my jacket because it's freezing inside the house, but it is warming up. It is starting to warm up. Sunny California, but it's been freezing the past couple months. It's been pretty cold, but it is starting to heat up, starting to warm up. Mysterialis Ghost Investigation, MGIC. See, it's the word magic without A. It's just MGIC. And if you want to be a member of Mysterialis Ghost Investigation, you know, maybe try your best to film some supernatural, paranormal, unknown footage and make me aware of it. You can post it on your own YouTube channel. I'll give you full props. I'll give you a link. Let me know if I can share it, if I can clip it, if I can make a video where I talk about it. You know, we got Freethinker Silver, a member of Mysterialis Ghost Investigation crew. He went to a couple locations he felt had strange, creepy vibes, or he heard stories. He went to a couple places that are abandoned half the year or shut down. He filmed some pretty cool footage, and he was just trying his best. You can only do what you can do. I shot footage at a store. I can give you an update to an extent on that store spirit. There is a spirit roaming a store, and someone made a comment, it looks like a Walmart. It's not a Walmart, but I can't tell you the exact location. It's too close to my house. I don't want to have people Google searching it, you know what I mean? But close to my house is a store with a toy aisle, and I could confirm now on like 4 different days, walking down that aisle on 4 separate days, this toy has gone off. And it's not always the same toy, it's a different toy. The last time it happened was maybe 4 days ago. So this is pretty recent. Remember I said in the video, nothing happened. Up until the 9th, the 10th, nothing happened. The 11th, nothing happened. The 12th, nothing happened. Well, about 4 days ago, well into the late teens, early 20s of this year, January 2022, the exact same toy, but it's a different toy because the tab was in it. You pull the tab so the battery can be used, so the device can be used. So a customer pulled the tab, and of course the device went off again, which kind of leads you to think it's a defective device. If the same model of toy is doing it over and over, that leads you to think China just made some soldering mistakes. I'm open to any rational, logical explanation. But there is an EVP at the end of my video saying something in English. It's clearly words whispered by an entity. I thought they said, help me. So about 4 days ago, I'm hearing this thing go off again. It's a different thing, because I know for a fact the previous keyboard toy thingy was shoved in a box and taken away as defective. But about 4 days ago, I heard over the top. I heard the same, hell, was it welcome? Welcome. I heard the same glitchy thing going on. I made the comment, that's annoying. And someone else heard it. And they said, yeah, that's pretty annoying. So it was recreating what it did in my video. And I think it was trying to bait me into recording more, but I just wasn't interested. For investigation reasons, I should have ran on over there. But there was someone standing like 10 feet away at the time. I don't want to get involved in and getting people in a video which they don't know it's going to go on YouTube. I don't know. For the privacy of people, I didn't want to run over there and start making a video. The right time, the right place. But that entire day on the 4th, of me walking back and forth even close to that aisle, it went off over and over and over and over and over. And he was the same hello there, over and over and over and over and over. It's not that great of a story. If it was fake, I would tell some stacking. I would tell some stacking story. It reminds me of a haunted San Jose, Toys R Us. In San Jose, there's a Toys R Us supposedly now. This is decommissioned long ago. Every Toys R Us, as you know, is out of business. And it seems to be that Macy's bought the copyright to Jeffrey, the Toys R Us giraffe. Because if you walk into Macy's and you walk into their tiny, tiny, tiny toy aisle in Macy's, you know, you'll have the women's department, you'll have like the kitchen department, then you'll have a tiny, tiny little toy department, and they'll have Jeffrey the Toys R Us giraffe just randomly standing there as a plastic cutout thing. You're like, what's going on? Macy's obviously bought the rights to Jeffrey the giraffe. Or maybe a company is trying to bring it back, I don't know. But there's a Unsolved Mysteries episode. I think it might even be 2 episodes, but pretty sure it's just one. San Jose, Toys R Us, the poltergeist at the Toys R Us in San Jose did stack toys. It stacked toys in the aisle, super obvious, paranormal activity. No one's there, they're stalking the store at night. They'll, you know, put something on the shelf. They'll go back to the warehouse, they'll put something on the shelf, and a huge stack of toys. Something super obvious. If I was going to make up a paranormal story, I would start with something cool like that. I'd go all out with something cool like a stacking story. Now, stacking. I've had a lot of paranormal encounters. I've experienced a lot of poltergeist activity, which is highly unusual. It's not a normal thing. And no, I've never experienced stacking. I've never witnessed stacking. I've never experienced stacking. There are, I think, 2 poltergeist hoaxers on YouTube. It's strange that there's 2 doing it simultaneously. See, after witnessing poltergeist activity, I've become a little paranoid of those that make money off of poltergeist stories on YouTube, TikTok, wherever they're doing it. There was a TikTok article. Some human being who shall not be named, because I don't know their name. I don't go to TikTok. I've literally gone to TikTok twice in my life. And I scrolled it for 5 seconds. And I was like, I'm just not into that. Maybe in the future I'll give it a shot. Some commenters have said, go to TikTok. It's popular. You can make some paranormal videos on TikTok. I don't know, man. From what I've seen, it's all fake. It's like 99.999 entertainment, and if it's not entertainment, it's not going to be seen. But some lady, I'm sure she's a good person. She happened to film her teddy bear or toy, stuffed plush doll, whatever, in like 10 locations of her house. Now, in every single one of these videos, it's just a still image of it's not still, it's her panning a little bit, but there's the plush doll toy. And then she'll shoot it again. Here's the plush doll. It's like an elf on the shelf type thing. She keeps moving it around, and she's concocting a false story of claiming a poltergeist did it, claiming it's a Chucky scenario where this thing's walking around with life. Why do I know it's fake? Because it just is. It's straight up fake. I get fake vibes. I get her. She's acting, all right? You can tell an actor, if you study acting for 5 seconds, actors that are not professional actors, they'll just come off disingenuous. They'll come off fake. It's just not real. Now, show me some evidence. Show me this thing walking around. So I'm extremely skeptical. So I understand when people are extremely skeptical of me. You know, I'm the hoax hunter. I'm a skeptical person. But there's a different YouTuber, I think he's in Australia, and he made money off of live streaming his poltergeist house. And I was interested. Oh, live stream, huh? So I tuned in to probably 5 of his live streams. Nothing happened. I didn't see anything during the 5 live streams. Didn't see anything. Now, a live stream can be faked. How is that possible? You can live stream pre-recorded video. For example, this theoretically, which is not, I'm actually live right now. It is Tuesday. It is nearing 2 o'clock in California. I gotta go drive somewhere really soon. That's why I have to stop this pretty soon. There will be a second video coming soon. I'll have my laptop where I can read your comments. But this Australian guy made money off the live streams. He had a setup where people could pay to subscribe to his channel. I have that option on this channel. I've had that option for a number of years. I've never felt the need to use it. I don't want to charge you guys to check out my videos, but I am inclined to have a little advertisement you can skip or whatever the case. I have to have that little monetization option, because if you don't use the monetization option, it disappears. But I'll get $100 every year. Sometimes I'll get $100 every 6 months. That's how small the trickles of this channel are. Big channels, they get 1 million views, that's $1,000. I get 1,000 views, that's $1. So just to give you an idea, 1,000 views is $1. So if you see one of my videos with 100 views, that's 10 cents if I'm lucky. No big deal. I don't do it for the money. I do it for the views. Anyone see that Eternals movie? That Eternals? Eternals, the new Marvel movie. That was my favorite line in the whole movie. Oh, I do social media. Oh yeah, what kind of views? Oh, I don't do it for the views. I don't do it. Is that what he said? I don't do it for the views. I don't do it for the views or money. That's what we all say, but it's true. You know, we don't want to be invisible. The big channels reference your, yeah. I've barely been able to see through the glimmer of the reflection that someone mentioned, other channels mentioned my John Teeter, Hoax Hunter, Haber investigation. You know, I spent tons of my life on it, and some ding-dong went onto Wikipedia and edited me out of Wikipedia. You know, it's such an obscure niche story at this point in 2022. It's such an obscure niche thing that I spent, what did I spend, 15 years investigating something? I did this in my spare time, in my off time. I didn't 15 years in a row dedicate my life to it. I didn't, in a monk-like state, dedicate 15 years. But over the course of 15 years, a few minutes here, a few minutes there, as little as 1 minute a week, okay? As much as, 10 hours in one particular week when I'm really focusing and getting some evidence and collecting it and organizing it, brainstorming. 1 week I would just spend 1 hour, designing what I wanted the video, how to display the content for people to even digest the information. That these guys did it, it's super obvious. Maury Haber is the mastermind behind the whole thing. Never wanted credit, never wanted to be known, never wanted to be seen. And then after spending all that time and all those years on it, having someone edit your name out of the Wikipedia entry, how do you fight against some random anonymous person editing you out of the Wikipedia entry? You can't, And it's such an obscure thing that no one that professionally moderates Wikipedia has ever even heard of John Teeter. So they're going to go off the word of some random guy who, it's kind of like politics. It reminds me of cryptocurrency. The guy who invented Bitcoin. I can't, what's his name? The pseudonym, the Japanese pseudonym, it was just a character invented by the creator of Bitcoin. Natoshi, is that his name? Natoshi Yakamoto, something like that. don't mean to offend, I just don't have it memorized, but some Australian guy named Craig said, oh yeah, that was me, I did it. I did the whole thing. The guy who said, I did the whole thing, is the equivalent of these John Teeter guys claiming to be John Teeter. Oh yeah, I did the whole thing. Some guy on LinkedIn said, oh, I did the John Teeter thing, I did the whole thing, and he put it on his resume. And some of the most gullible human beings on planet Earth said, oh, there's proof that he posted on his LinkedIn. As if no one's ever embellished their resume and lied on their LinkedIn resume before. Now, I don't lie on my LinkedIn resume, but I don't put any stock into LinkedIn to the point where a number of years ago I made my LinkedIn private because I don't want people to even see it. It just has a couple job references. No big deal. If someone wants to see my job references, they can contact me. But what I do is I go to the website and I fill out, I give them a PDF of my resume. I don't use LinkedIn. Maybe other countries are heavily reliant on LinkedIn, but where I live, no one cares about LinkedIn, no one looks at it. But that's the equivalent of this Craig guy in Australia taking credit for the inventor of Bitcoin. So you can tell by how someone acts and reacts whether they are what they claim to be. Not always. Some people are flamboyant and over the top, and they're still telling the truth. So it's not a 100% guaranteed thing. But Maury Haber, most private person in the world, the origin mastermind behind John Teeter. This Bitcoin creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, I don't know the correct name, but it's not this Craig guy in Australia. It's either someone who's dead, or it's a collective of guys with extremely high ideals, and perhaps some of them are dead, or it's a government entity which have no interest in billions of dollars. It has to be someone who has no interest in billions of dollars. Who has no interest in billions of dollars? Not too many people. Not too many people. That's why the dead theory is something that rings pretty true to me. Whoever created Bitcoin is very likely dead. That's my theory. Because they've had the opportunity to withdraw $100 billion worth of money, transfer into US dollars, $100 billion. That's kind of a lot of money. That's more than most of these billionaires have in any liquid assets. And, that $100 billion, even Bill Gates would be like, that's a lot of money. So even Jeff Bezos from Amazon would say, wow, $100 billion in crypto, that's nothing to... even Jeff Bezos would withdraw some of that. You know what I mean? The fact that the original mined chunk, which is worth, it goes back and forth, obviously. The bubble has burst. Yeah, Bitcoin went down, it's going back up. I do have a couple crypto investments. Maybe I could talk about that in the future. I've always wanted to do a crypto show, but don't take my advice for it, because every crypto I buy goes straight, skyrockets into outer space and goes up tens of thousands of dollars only after I sell it. So I tend to have some pretty bad instincts when it comes to crypto. And then I'll buy it super low, and then it'll go super way into the ground, dirt, nothing. So currently I'm not making any money on crypto. I did have an investment which skyrocketed to $5,000, and it has since gone low. But I made a vow and a promise to myself that I would not sell. So I still have it. I still have that $5,000 worth of crypto. It's not worth $5,000 right now. Whew, too bad, but you live and you learn. What I did was I basically told myself the money doesn't exist. I'm not going to withdraw it no matter what, unless it hits a certain amount. It hasn't hit that certain amount, so I'm going to wait. There's always a gatekeeper type scenario on success. Napoleon Hill talked about this in the book Think and Grow Rich, that there's a story of a guy who had a gold, and this is a true story. Napoleon Hill researched all of his stories. He didn't just grab random anecdotes. He researched the heck. He knows the names of the people. He knows the dates. He interviewed Henry Ford personally. This is a legitimate guy writing the most successful success book, or one of the most successful success books ever written. But he made his fortune on success books. So it's hard to follow those footsteps, you know. But Napoleon Hill said there is a guy who dug for a gold vein. He saw flakes. He saw a couple tiny nuggets. So he knew there's a gold vein in the area. He dug and dug and dug for years. For years he dug. He came up short. He never was able to recoup the money he put into digging. And so he sold the gold claim. He sold the whole thing. And the guy who bought it dug for like 3 days. Just 3 days. This previous guy dug for years. Only a few nuggets, a few flakes. The guy who buys it from him digs for like 3 days and comes across one of the biggest gold vein discoveries of, you know, when this book was written, the 1940s, and worth millions of dollars. In today's money, probably $1 billion+ in gold. And Napoleon Hill always turns something like that into a story we can learn a lesson from. The lesson is this. And I've turned this lesson into something easier to remember. So this is how I've learned to remember the lesson. Failure times ? equals success. Failure times ? equals success. See, most people don't understand failure. They think failure is something to just, I failed, I'll give up, I'll try something else. I failed on that. Whatever, no big deal. Now, if you're not talented at that, you should move on to something that perhaps you are talented at. But in the case of digging for gold, Napoleon Hill said that guy was 3 days away from the biggest gold find of his lifetime. But he equated X number of years of failure to equaling failure. And so he walked away. When you think you just failed, try a little bit farther. Try a little bit further. Go beyond, push beyond where you think the wall is. And there is success beyond that wall. That's the lesson Napoleon Hill shared. And it's amazing. It's an amazing lesson. Because you see, let's give an example, actors in Hollywood. You see some really crappy actors in some really crappy 1980s movies. The worst 1980s movies known to man, they're considered a flop. They get a Razzie for being the worst actor, right? But you see the actors that have consistently made movies over and over and over, crappy movies over and over and over and over. And they build a reputation, and they work at it, and then they become a famous actor eventually. Now that's a rare, super rare. Becoming a famous actor is probably the worst example. It's a very bad example, but my friend pointed this out to me the other year. He said, you know, that actor was in like 500 really bad movies before he is known as a household name, before he's a famous guy. So he made 500 failures before he made that great movie where he's the leading guy and he's kicking butt, or the leading lady, and she's a great success. Hollywood's a very fickle place, though. It's a very bad example because in that town, you can work your butt off and get nowhere. People can rip you off and steal your script. Failure times ? equals success. The reason it's ? you don't know. And in the book, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill gives a better example. He says the old Thomas Edison 10,000 light bulb example, which you've probably heard me mention many times. And you probably read in history books or heard a teacher talk about it. Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. And then you have some history buffs say, no, he didn't. He didn't invent the light bulb. Of course he didn't. Napoleon Hill says he didn't invent the light bulb. Napoleon Hill says he just perfected the already invented light bulb. The light bulb in Thomas Edison's time, before he perfected it, lasted a few seconds. The filament lasted a few seconds. Maybe it lasted 1 minute. Maybe it lasted 10 minutes. Whatever the filament prior to Thomas Edison perfecting it was, it just wasn't very good. The technology was brand new. Electricity, nobody had it. Everyone used lanterns and gas lights. So Thomas Edison designed and created, according to history, maybe it's exaggerated, but Thomas Edison said that he tried approximately 10,000 different filaments until he found a filament that could last for many hours and days and weeks. And the ancient light bulb did burn out probably after a couple weeks. And now we have light bulbs that last years because of that, because of, obviously we don't use filaments in a lot of the modern day. We have LED lights, but that's beside the point. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before he reached the successful filament he was going for. 10,000 failures equaled success. And most people aren't going to go through that 10,000 failures. Most people are going to give up after a few tries. So I've already probably told this story many times, but I guess I have two examples. I'll retell super quick, and then I got to go. I got to drive somewhere really quick. I'm going to be coming back in a couple hours and making part 2. I'm going to be making a real video where I talk about real stuff. It won't just be this. But the winners of the 10,000 subscribers contest from a couple years ago. You're going to get a USB drive filled with Mysterialis, John Razimus music, MP3s. You're going to get a cut piece of my original set wall. You're going to get a good luck coin. I collect good luck coins from the 1950s. And you're going to get a mini poster. I'm going to get those printed up. I'm going to go to the old Office Depot or Office Max. I think it's bought out. I think it's the same company now. I'm going to go there. I'm going to print out, I don't know. I'll probably print out a couple. So I might have some leftovers I can share with everyone else. I will have Mysterialis.com. Hopefully links to my Teespring, because some people say they can't see different sizes. Teespring might load up differently in different countries. And their little gimmick of 1 hour left on this shirt is just how the site works. You can't take that off. It's a gimmick that a lot of these sales websites are using to try to trick the consumer into thinking they only have 1 hour to buy it. My Teespring shirts are going to be up indefinitely. Don't worry about a little ticking timer if it's still on there. But Napoleon Hill, he gives a lot of good examples. Napoleon Hill is an amazing person. Man, he had a child that couldn't hear. And he learned to communicate with his child. It's very similar to the Helen Keller story, where through vibrations he was able to communicate with his child. So he's a phenomenal individual. He's since passed on long ago. But look up Napoleon Hill. Look up his books. He has some out there stuff. He had a manuscript when he died that he didn't feel was ready for the public, I guess. It was something about conversations with the devil. And that's intriguing, but it wasn't Napoleon Hill talking to the devil. It was Napoleon Hill using his Abraham Lincoln communication mentalism technique. Or mentalism, probably not the right word. It's just a psychological technique that Napoleon Hill used. This is the technique, and I personally have not tried it on any level. I shouldn't even be mentioning it, but conversation with the devil. How did Napoleon Hill have a conversation with the devil? Napoleon Hill created a technique where he could talk with Abraham Lincoln. Now, he just did this in his mind. Isn't that weird? So the guy is out there and has some weird concepts, but sometimes out there concepts can really, I don't know, At least he was original and unique. They can bring interesting results, but he pretended he was talking with the devil, and he got answers on what he thought the devil would say, and he wrote it down. That's kind of far out there. The same thing with Abraham Lincoln. He pretended he was talking with Abraham Lincoln and wrote down what he thought. I don't know, man. That kind of opens up into the realm of channeling. That opens you up into the realm of potentially talking with a spirit that's going to try to take advantage of you. But Napoleon Hill admits he's just talking to himself. So that is a little crazy. Okay, so Napoleon Hill does have some crazy concepts, no doubt. But he has some genius, brilliant concepts, which have helped me think and grow rich. I never used it to make money. I used Think and Grow Rich to just have a positive outlook on life. So I recommend that book. Check it out. You can get free PDFs of Think and Grow Rich from Google, so you don't even have to buy it. The book copyright expired so long ago that people are printing it up on Amazon, putting their own little twist on it, or no twist at all, and just their own cover on it. So there are a lot of expired books you can print yourself and sell yourself. That's one way to make money. I actually considered putting notes in that book and publishing it myself, because the copyright is expired. The owner passed away, and as far as I know, no one has snatched it up. There are certain publishing laws, I guess, where no one can. I don't know. I don't know the exact details, but you can legally get away with ancient books being rewritten, even if they're just from the 40s. But stay tuned. More episodes coming soon. Think and Grow Bitcoin Rich. See, now that the sun's going down, I can read the comments a little bit. Don't worry, I'm going to be reading the comments. I'm going to have my laptop here so I can really read the comments and then do too. Now, I lost my webcam. In the move, I lost my webcam. It's in a box somewhere. Just to give you history, I had an amazing subscriber named Maurice. And Maurice donated to my channel. I said, thank you, Maurice. I need a new webcam anyway. I'm going to use your contribution to buy this webcam. So now I feel bad because I lost the webcam Maurice helped get for me. Maurice, I don't know if he still watches the channel, but he was an amazing, amazing guy. He had a John Razimus sticker on his car that he had produced. That's a dedicated fan right there. I really appreciate that help and support. Maybe you only reach 10 people, maybe only 5 or 4 or 3. But such support and dedication I appreciate and am very thankful and grateful for. You know, I can have bumper stickers made for the channel. I can have a lot of things. There's a ghost hunting guide I have been writing and I am going to produce. It's going to be a pamphlet. I already wrote it. I have it written. I'm just going to skim through it for typos and grammatical errors. The reason I didn't finish it off the bat is because of the move, because of moving to a different state, but also because I realized there's too many demons and it's too scary. And I was talking to someone and they said, maybe you should have a kid's version, because I went to Tombstone, Arizona, and I was investigating ghosts underneath Big Nose Kate's saloon. The saloon, which was originally the original saloon Doc Holliday went to on a regular basis, and the crew. And a kid's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just looking for evidence of spirits, no big deal. And the kid was with his mom, and so it was no big deal. She was happy of his enthusiasm for ghost hunting. I wanted to, say, it's not for everybody. I'm just trying to get evidence, no big deal. Just for a YouTube channel, no biggie. But he was fascinated. He's like, how do you know? How do you get evidence? How do you? And I was like, well, that's a good question. I would pretty much have to write a how-to booklet for the basics. You can't really impart within a few seconds how you know an area is haunted. He was basically asking me, without instruments, how do you know? And I told him, I'm not psychic or anything. You just have a sense of that vibe, or you don't. It was hard to convey in a few words, So I was talking with someone a few months later, and they're like, you should have a kid's version of this ghost hunting book that doesn't mention demons, because that's a little bit too scary for kids. And I agreed, too scary. So I'm going to have not a kid's version, just a part 1 without demons, and a part 2 with demons, okay? The advanced one is going to mention demons. The non-advanced one's not. Now, demons aren't scary, okay? They're not as scary as you think they are. Someone that lived in a infested room with poltergeist demons for 6 months. I'm not scared out of my wits. I think they wanted me to be scared out of my wits. I'm not frightened beyond belief. It makes you actually a stronger person after you go through such hellfire experience. It makes you a stronger person. It doesn't make you a weaker person. They wanted it to make me weaker. So perhaps a higher power, a positive power above, saw what it would result and create me, turn me, mold me into. Perhaps that's why it was allowed to transpire and take place. It's almost like a bet between God and the devil took place, where the devil's like, let me harass this guy for 6 months. And God, on a super rare occasion, said, okay. That's not going to happen too often because you don't hear about poltergeist harassment for 6 months too often. Now, sure, I'll talk about this a little bit and other ghost hunting exploits and future investigations. I'll show you some of my equipment I really haven't had a chance to use. I can't turn it on in my backyard. Stay tuned, coming soon. I got to drive, I got to go. I'm going to make a new live stream video in the same location. I'm going to put my laptop right there. And let's say 4 hours from now, give or take 4 hours from now, I'm going to have part 2 live stream right here. I do need to get a haircut though. My hair is pretty bad. You can't tell, but my hair is way too long. I need to get a haircut. That's a legit true story. It's my day off. I got to find a place that'll cut my hair. It's hard during the pandemic to find places that are open without having 2 weeks in advance appointment. So I'll probably make an appointment for getting a haircut. I'll be lucky if I get a haircut today. Stay tuned. More episodes coming soon. Until next time. I don't know how to turn it off.